Okay. We already won, remember? Wakey, wakey. We already won. So I got this card sent to me. Wise men still seek him. And you see they're walking towards the castle. And then on the back, there's only one walking towards the castle. What did the other two do? They decided to go to another planet. Yeah, they decided that that Star of Bethlehem was really a Palladian starship. Yes, indeed. So our shorts was Blink 182, Another Girl, Another Planet. So I hope you staying here. And the other two are going to go on their Palladian. That was the Star of Bethlehem. And inside it says, may his love shine brightly on you and yours this holiday season. God is with you. God is always there for you. Becky, love, Donald Pope. So thank you, Donald. But yeah, I thought that was really cool because I was talking about and how I don't want that no more. I want to go to the planets and stay on the spaceship. And then I also was looking on Twitter, and there was a guy that posted a video of the three wise men with the Palladian starship on top. And he said that we were lied to, that that's really the Star of Bethlehem was the Palladian starship. And I thought that was awesome. And then I get this card in the mail. So that was just the coolest thing. I love symbolatry and I love my synchronicities. So that was right on. And then with the song, Another Girl, Another Planet, that was perfect for Blink 182. And then the cards that came out were Divine Opportunity, Divine Love, and the King of Hearts, which is the King of Cups. And the overall energy is the wild card now from this deck. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle this up and do a reading. I don't have a lot to tell you except we already won. And, you know, with who would have ever imagined when we were dumbed down in the Matrix that we would be talking about the Star of Bethlehem being a Palladian starship. You know, it's just, I look back at just how dumbed down we were, all the lies we were told, all the stories we were. In 1972 or 3, I was the Virgin Mary at a church play. So I was, let's see, 4, 5, 6, let's see, I was about 7 years old, and I was the Virgin Mary in a play. Could you imagine me standing up and saying, this is all bullshit, you know? That's why we had to be dumbed down. I remember so many times saying, this isn't the truth, but I couldn't say anything because it'd be like, it was like when I came in as a high priestess and I told you I was a drunk high priestess, I used to tell everybody the truth when I got drunk. That's why I had to sober up, because I couldn't finish my mission telling everybody the truth. It was too early. So when I was 29 years old, I got sober. But before that, I was running around telling everybody that my last planet was Neptune, that I'm from Neptune. I'm a Pisces. I was big into astrology back then. And it's like I was telling everybody, I'm an Aquarian Pisces. I'm part of every sign. I'm from Neptune. And I mean, you just can't be running around doing that drunk everywhere because they're going to lock you up and in a crazy farm. And my mission was not to be locked up in a healthcare center. Lots of my friends did end up there. But, and then they put them on all these drugs and you'd go visit them and they couldn't even move. and they'd sleep all day, they'd live in astro all day, but they had a physical avatar that the government controlled. I mean, I could just tell you stories. So it's just so cool that I can open up my phone, I can talk to you regularly, soberly, regularly, and you get it. I can get cards in the mail that I was just studying on the phone with Pleiadian starships as the star. You know, all this stuff now we can actually talk about. So We Already Won is the title because they really want you to start speaking your beliefs. If people think you're weird, then they're still in the matrix thinking, they're still in the old programming, and that's actually good because then you can separate the wheat from the chaff better. You know, that's why I say to you, don't stay on my channel if you don't like what I say and it doesn't click with you. I say everything should resonate, not bits and pieces. Everything should resonate because it's all the truth. It's all what we're doing. We're one big soul family. And if you don't fit in here, move on. You know, it's okay because I want to be with the people that are my soul family. Not everybody is my soul family. Some of you are going to 3D. Some of you are staying for 4D. Truth, King of Swords, after all that shuffling, you know, it is, but all of us are on different levels, just like the planet thing, right? Not everybody's going to the same planet. Not everybody's a Pleiadian. Not everybody's from Ceres. It's just that I'm from all of it. I've been around so long that I've been all of it. But now I get to choose what I want to do. We already won. So just kind of be happy and have fun. This shirt, I keep seeing this emblem. I'll show it to you. It's a W for wicked, and I don't know if you can see the back of my shirt. I think it's Wicked Toys or something. It's just a shirt I got from somebody, so there's that, but it kept showing itself there. Okay, so we got the King of Swords and the Four of Swords. So you're healing and you're finding out the truth. So everything I just said there, okay, if you're not on my journey with me, then find your journey. Keep healing. Keep finding out who you are, okay? I'm going to just turn the radio off here just a minute. They do some kind of financial talk at 6 a.m. on Sundays, and it's really irritating because I like music. Everybody's talking about silver, you know, and again, back to worldly things. That's okay. You know, we still live in the world. I can still buy a couple ounces of silver from 107. I listened to him and Mike Jaco yesterday. I can still do things like that, but my whole life isn't centered on silver. I can buy Zimbabwe ding dongs and yin yangs, right? It's all okay. You can do that. I'm just telling you, don't make it your whole life, because the focus should be on the mission. We already won is all I keep hearing. Calm down. We already won. The only thing you need to figure out, like I told you, is that big decision of, are you going to stay and do your project, or are you going to move forward and stay on the spaceship with us and travel the planets and come back and help? Okay, this staying on the earth can be 200-300 years, up to 1,000, I heard, but I'm not going to get into all that, because again, everybody's planets, everybody's assignments, everybody's levels, everybody is unique. But yet we have one soul family that we're with every night in Astro. That's why when you turn on YouTube and you really connect with somebody, like I like Mike Jaco and Juan O'Savin yesterday, when you connect like that, you know you were with them the night before, you see them on YouTube, they're telling you to buy a couple ounces of silver, you know, you go ahead and you do it because you already discussed it in astro, it comes into physical, you just do it, you don't plan it, I didn't plan on buying 2 ounces of silver yesterday, right, etc. And then you just let it all play out, and then you go back to astro and you're with them again. So there's an example of 2 people in my soul family that I'm with that help me out all the time in physical. Now, are 2 ounces of silver going to get me rich? No. Are 2 ounces of silver going to put me in the doghouse, as in I can't pay my bills? No. So why not? Why not turn 2 $200 paper bills into 2 solid silver coins? Okay? That's the most you'll probably hear out of me on finances. But I'm using that as an example so that you can understand that that's part of my soul family. I've been with Mike Jaco, not religiously every day, but I've been with Mike Jaco on YouTube since 2020. Juan O'Savin, I heard him, in 2020, I was scrolling through my phone and the song Phil Collins, Into the Night, came on, and there was some guy in a pickup truck listening to that song, driving to his farm, and I just loved it, right? And he was talking, and here it was Juan O'Savin, and I've been with him ever since. Not religiously, of course, not every day. But so what I'm saying is we connect with people. Like, how did you connect with me? And if you watch me every day, there's a strong connection, right? And then I tell you things to do in your physical avatar, and then we go back to astro together. Well, that's the same with Juan and Michael. Michael and Juan, they tell me things on YouTube, and then for years I didn't listen to them because they got shadow banned or they went off and did their thing for, I think it was like the year 23 and 24. I didn't listen to them guys, but I was with them every night in astro. Well, now I'm listening again to them because I'm supposed to. So you see what I'm saying? I'm kind of talking a lot about me, but I'm trying to explain to you how the soul family works. You're connected in astro, and you are connected in this realm too. Right now, it's YouTube. It used to be AA, and that's why I used to travel too, because pretty soon just going to one little group in a city wasn't enough. I had to expand, and I had to go to other cities and other AA meetings, and I would give my phone number out to everyone. I still do. It's under my description. I've had it for 20 years. Okay? I would give out my card everywhere. I still do. Okay, it's something that I do. It's what my mission is. Your mission might not be to give your phone number and business card out to everybody. Okay, so those were all some truths on healing. Okay, the top of the deck, we've got the 4 of Hearts, which is, again, it's that card where you feel left out, you feel bored. Okay, and the 8 of Diamonds, you feel like your hard work is not paying off. And again, it goes right with the title, We Already Won. Remember, ... remember. I do a lot of ... dots when I talk on, what do you call it, text or computer writing, right? Not in regular writing, I don't do dots, but on YouTube, I do a lot of dots, because dots for me are me pausing. So like if I say, we already won, ... remember, okay? ... is like pausing. But anyway, you're feeling bored, you're feeling left out, you're feeling like your hard work isn't paying off. And Five of Diamonds, you're disappointed and you have anxiety. Now, the four most, three at least, the three most disappointing cards just came out. Anxiety, boredom, disappointment. All because you don't think your hard work is paying off. Again, you got to go back to we already won, remember? This is the truth. We're in healing. Truth in healing. That wasn't much about love, but the reason it came up is because you're not going to get true love until you're ready. I'll give you another example. If I was to have one of my 5D and higher people, all these cards, and look what's in there turned over. The Emperor. And I was just going to talk about this. So, if I was, this is so funny, because I just shuffled this deck and I said, if I was to have all my soul family, all these cards are my soul family, and if I was to have one come out, the 5D and higher, my Emperor, I would have to be balanced. I would have to be ready for him. I would have to be on the same level as him. For example, I couldn't be a drunk high priestess if he was a Hierophant or an Emperor. He would have to go with, now look at this. This card's turned over in the deck. And that's the Empress, but it's an air sign, but we're not doing astrology right now. We're doing Empress and Emperor. Now, isn't that funny that these two cards were turned over in this deck? This is some wild stuff, okay? Now, if I was still a drunk high priestess, like I was up until I was 29, he would have to be on that level. And I did go out with people on that level when I was on that level. I was with the same mission partner for 30 years, so I was all four queens with him. AA taught me a lot about the Queen of Love. Being a sober landlord taught me, and real estate broker taught me a lot about the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands was all the creativity and the ego with being in AA every day and having sobriety houses in 4 states. And the Queen of Swords was all about the AA program and learning the truth about me. And helping others find them. That was the whole journey. The whole journey was to get free from the matrix, but you couldn't get free from the matrix if you were still drunk and didn't find out who you were. So for 30 years, I was sober and I found out who I was and I helped others and I became the 4 queens, and then I didn't become the Empress until I awoke. And now that I'm awoke, now, again, I have to bring in my Emperor so that we can be together, but he has to now be on my level, as I'm not going backwards. So he has to be on my level and I have to be on his, and that's what I'm saying to you guys, okay? The sun, the orange candle. The sun. It's a favorable outcome, okay? Have faith. But you don't want to be on the level of a high priestess or a queen of wands and then find your match, because it will stunt your growth. That's another thing that you wonder, why am I so picky? I don't want to go backwards and I don't want to stunt my growth. I will become the female Hierophant with my Emperor, and he will allow me to be that. If I choose one of the kings or the knights, I will get pulled back. And that's an example of when I told you that my last mission assignment and my last mission partner that came in to help me do the sheds, Christian, he was only a knight and a king, and he would have pulled me back. He would have pulled me back into football, going to bands, being the designated driver type thing. I can't have that. So he was just a karmic assignment to finish up the karma and to move me to my next level, and I'm here now. So I'm giving you these examples so you can see where you are. If you're only still a king or a queen and you're going into your awakening period and you're going into your awoke empress energy, having all 4 queens and kings completed, that's awesome. But if you get stuck and you take somebody on a lower level and you don't advance, that's where that 4D project is going to come in, and it's going to be fine. You guys are going to be awesome. You're going to have a great 2, 3, 4, 500 years together. That's great. I'm just keep going higher, keep going forward. Okay, we've got, the only warning we have is astro interference. Okay, and this astro interference card, it says nightmares, it says dream thief, it says nocturnal interference. But only thing I'm getting is, if you're not serious about this astro classes, if you're not going to be serious in what I'm telling you, then that's going to keep you stuck in YouTube. It's going to keep you stuck, like when I said to you that there's nothing wrong with buying silver and dings and dongs, but it can't be your whole life. Okay? Astro has to proceed more than materialism, is what I'm hearing. Not the matrix, because you're leaving the matrix, but it's like you have to think more astro than you do coins and currency. You're chosen, you're royal, and you have divine ancestry. So that goes again back to the title of We Won, remember? Okay? We won, remember? And keep the masks off. Keep the mask off. Fading deception, true colors, and secrets revealed. So I'm going to probably leave it here, but what I want to mention here is like the secret of the wise men. Did you know that the Star of Bethlehem was the Pleiadian starship? Or did you just find that out today? It doesn't matter. It's in your cell memory, and I just brought it out for you. Okay? And thank God I didn't tell them when I was 7 years old this. Okay, so the truth is being revealed. The masks are falling off. Okay, I am Miss Mystic. I want to thank you guys for listening.